We had talked about for many years, how would we do a classic? There's a huge amount of fan interest as well. During that time, everything operated on bare metal. And so if you think about just from a server infrastructure and how it all works, it's very different today than it was at launch. And it was hard for us to figure out how are we going to make this. And we found a way to unify a lot of the backend technology and have two separate MMO teams that are driving these two separate things.
We went in with a mindset of this was meant to be a love letter to the fans, something where players really wanted it. We heard them and we wanted to deliver on what that true, authentic experience of WoW Classic was. We didn't expect that it would be anywhere near as popular as it ended up being.
To have these communities really migrate and be separate, I think has been a big surprise to me.
I do expect when Burning Crusade comes out, now we're adding a third large, massively multiplayer game that we're going to have to support. And that is a difficult thing to do. Given that they are two separate games with two separate rules, there isn't really a path forward where they both can coexist simultaneously in the same community.
You can think of them essentially as two different games. They are going to be discrete clients. So when I log in, we'll go into our pre-patch. Every character at that time will create a snapshot of the character as it exists in pre-patch. I will log in and I will be presented with a choice. Do you want to continue on into Burning Crusade Classic, or do you want to choose Classic Era? And I will have a third option, which will be a paid service where I can unlock both.
The options we would have had would be to convert all of the players to Burning Crusade, but that's not really a pure classic experience. That's not delivering on the promise of what World of Warcraft Classic is, because it would be technically impossible for us to provide one environment for both. This is the solution we came up with to make sure we're serving both groups of players.
We love both communities and we love the people who play both. We are all part of the same World of Warcraft team, but they're kind of serving a different game than we are. So there's not a lot of direct cross development between the two teams.
We always want to try to do something brand new and unexpected. So some of the things that we're talking about right now include, systemic changes that are things that you maybe haven't seen in WoW before. So it feels like definitely a fresh experience.
What we want to deliver on is really hitting what people remember about the Burning Crusade.
Part of the education since Classic launched is that delicate balance between no changes. Like everything was a faithful recreation of the original game and quality of life and having the most fun possible. And there's some things we can lift from that without damaging the overall nostalgia and the experience of Classic.
Really getting that older data to talk to modern code. That's what we're currently working on now.
There's definitely interesting discussions that come up, though, about, what is the right solution for their game may not be the right solution for our game. Just having the Classic team around and discussing all the things they're discussing is always super interesting, because I think it often takes us back to this nostalgic first days that we had back in college or whatever of playing World of Warcraft. And that can help drive design decisions and discussions about, what are the popular things in WoW Classic and what are elements there that we feel like we can incorporate into modern WoW.
You had, asked, hey, how long is this World of Warcraft thing going to be going? I don't think anyone would have predicted that we'd be in our 16th year.
We get asked this a fair amount, which is amazing and delightful that people are already looking at, where we're going to go next. We're always going to be open-minded. If Classic continues on its current trajectory, and we hope it continues to grow and grow and grow and stay really vibrant and healthy, then of course we'll look at options as we go. But we want to focus on making this moment the most epic we can make it.
But this team solves problems, and that's what they're really good at. And it's been really good to see how well they've done, given the circumstances especially.
Kind of the interesting thing about game design is that your job is never really done. You never really get to be an expert at it. You just have to kind of guess what the next cool thing can be. That's always kind of the fun part about working on WoW, is thinking about what comes next.
From our perspective, we're also players of the game. So we're part of the community that we're trying to please, and we're probably some of the hardest ones in that community to please.
But we need the community to help keep us on course. And so as we continue to experiment with these things, if we get one where it's like, that's a terrible idea, you shouldn't be doing that, it really causes us to reconsider our choice. We were blessed with not one, but two of the biggest MMOs on the planet. And there are operational challenges around making that run smoothly. Blizzard's been very great at responding to that, to make sure that we have the resources and people that we need to be able to serve the community well. It can go forever, and I'll tell you why. It's a game unlike any other in that it brings people together into communities to the point of where it feels almost like a family. People make long-lasting friendships playing these games that are real.
And we're happy to keep making WoW as long as people want to keep playing it.